Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Wolverine 50th Anniversary 2-pack with Brood Wolverine and Lilandra. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the first Marvel Legends Wolverine 50th Anniversary 2-pack. As in front of me we have Brood Wolverine and the much desired Lilandra, as we have had this poor decapitated head of Lilandra in our collection since the Walgreens Mystique, waiting for a body, and now we don't just get a body, we get a brand new head. Trust me, I've double checked, and the Brood Wolverine looks much nicer in person than I was anticipating. I really like the packaging here for these 2-packs. Of course, we're going to get a lot more this year as well. Wolverine logo, you get the scratches with some character pictures on either side. Up top, you get the 50 years of Wolverine logo, and on the back of the box, I really like that you get the inspiration from the comics. So that is Uncanny X-Men 234 from 1988. What a great year, by the way. And then it's been recreated in Marvel Legends form, and these are going to be variant comic covers that come out at some point later this year, so keep a lookout for them. We also get a write-up that reads, Wolverine and Lilandra, Empress of the Shi'ar Empire, face the parasitic brood aliens intent on consuming and destroying the X-Men. So, of course, they tried to take over Wolverine. There he is. This looks good. Let's get that open. Here we have Brood Wolverine and Lilandra out of the packaging with all of their accessories on the table. Unfortunately, though, just one set of interchangeable hands each. Lilandra does come with her spear and her cape. Let me get the tape measure out so you can see their size here. So Lilandra is about 6.5 to the top of her helmet, and Wolverine, obviously a little bit shorter, just over 5.5 to the top of his ears. Now, in case you don't know who the Brood are, really quickly, during the 80s, Ridley Scott's Alien was obviously really popular. Marvel took inspiration and wanted to create their own race of xenomorph-looking aliens and put them into the Marvel Universe. So they did. They created the Brood. They fought against the X-Men. And if you get planted with an egg, you turn into a member of their hive mind. But because of Wolverine's healing factor, he sort of fought against it, and that's why we got him looking half Wolverine, half Brood, and that's what this figure represents. And it's a pretty solid representation from the source material. Now, at the end of the day, isn't that what we want in our plastic? So let's take a closer look, and we'll start with Wolverine. Zooming in to look at his ugly mug, I think they've done a great job here. Of course, you can still see Wolverine's cowl, but he is being transformed underneath that, and he's got this big, massive, open, wide jaw, and then those red, beady eyes just behind the mask. And what I didn't realize is the jaw is actually articulated. You can actually articulate the jaw, so you can open it really wide like so, or you can close it and just reveal those gritted teeth of the Brood. But there is lots of creases in the actual sculpt as well, and it's just really nicely done. Clearly a half Wolverine, half Brood, and then the skin tone of the Brood is more of like a zombie-ish grey, but then you've got the big thick gums, and even the tongue itself in there is sculpted and painted a little bit glossy as well. So yeah, really nice head sculpt, and the articulated jaw was a nice surprise. Now, I'm sure we could do some head swaps, but because he's already got the transforming arms, you can't really swap out the arms, so it would be pretty pointless, to be fair. He's wearing his trademark brown suit, which we do need a new upgrade of, to be fair. It's on the standard Wolverine body that we've been getting these days with the butterfly joints, so we've seen that before. They've got a nice range there, no problem at all. The arms, as I said, have been transformed into the Brood, and again, a really nice sort of grey skin tone with like a black wash, and there are sculpted lines in there as well. It is double jointed and pinless, of course, as well, but because of Wolverine's anatomy, his thick arms, they won't go too far, but you can get it more than that. The gloves are grey, and then he has the new claws. Thankfully, they have gave him those updated claws that we have recently got with the X-Men 97 animated Wolverine. So those are the exact same claws. They are much better, much more aesthetically pleasing. You've got the red belt, you've got your swivel underneath the belt to the trunks, and then the legs are the older Wolverine legs because we've still got the pin there, but they do the job. They've got like the mustardy yellow and then the brown boots with the black trim. So articulation, you know what to expect. Double jointed with the pin, and then you've got the swivel at the top of the thigh. But yeah, it's all about the detail on the arms. The arms with the claws are actually like grabby hands with the claws. Usually we get like fisted hands with the claws out. So we get these grabby hands with the claws out now. And again, both claws really nice. One more look at the arm. So that's your detail. So it's basically the Wolverine you know and love, but his arms have been transformed, and then obviously his face has been transformed into this Brood character. And yeah, look at that. Really, really nicely done. And I wanted to show you can actually get Wolverine into the same pose from that Uncanny X-Men 234 cover. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we want from our Marvel Legends? We want an accurate representation from the source material into plastic physical form to put on our shelf and admire. So when Legends do a good job, it's worth mentioning because we do nitpick a lot. So bravo, this looks great. Wolverine's only accessories are a set of interchangeable fisted hands with the retracted claws. So the Brood can still punch you in the face. A couple of quick Wolverine comparisons. In my opinion, the current best Marvel Legend Wolverine is the recent X-Men 97 version. Again, completely pinless. Beautiful representation of the Jim Lee suit, comic, animated, whatever. Here we have the older version from the Love Triangle box set. I do believe this one has the same legs as the Brood Wolverine. We do have two brown suit Wolverines out there. One came in the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave and then another one on the sort of grey Avengers card back. But I've got rid of both of mine in anticipation for a new pinless brown suit Wolverine. So fingers crossed that's on the way. Two more Wolverines in different costumes. We've got the X-Force Wolverine in the black and grey, and then we've got last year's Uncanny X-Men Wolverine with the unmasked head. And just to prove my point, because they've all basically got the same torso, yes, you can make head swaps with any of the Wolverines you want, including unmasked heads. And I'm sure this isn't even half of our current Marvel Legend Wolverines if you include the Logans as well. This is just a few of them. Obviously lots missing, but I'm just making a point. We have a lot of Wolverines and we have more incoming. So happy anniversary, Wolverine. You look great for 50, pal. But yeah, let me know what Marvel Legend Wolverine they still haven't done that you want in the comments below. Moving on to the Empress of the Shi'ar Empire. It is, of course, Lilandra with a brand new head sculpt. Come at me in the comments because I'm not wrong about this one. It is a very nice upgrade compared to the version we got with Mystique all those years ago. So I will show you a comparison, of course, but just real quick, look at the digital face printing tech on her pretty face. You've even got like the dark makeup around the eyes and then those like tattoos that come out of her eyes as well on there. Very nicely done. The subtle lips, the blue eyes, and then you've got the sculpted lines on her crown as well. Even got a little bit of chrome under the chin. It is on a dumbbell joint as well, so you get the rocker, the tilt, the up and down, even with the helmet. You've got enough clearance there to get some nice articulation. And if I spin it around, you'll see the helmet is a different sculpt with a different design, but overall really, really nicely done. So I'll bring in a side-by-side comparison of this Lilandra head compared to the version we got with Mystique. And of course, the new one has the digital face printing tech, so it's already an upgrade. It's slightly bigger, and it's just got a better sculpted helmet, in my opinion. Also, the chrome is a lot more shiny, a lot more silverish compared to the sort of blue tint that old one used to have. But they will pop on the new body, so you can put the old Lilandra head on this body if you wanted to, and it sort of works, but why would you? This head is honestly better. Back to our new Lilandra then, and it's worth pointing out she is on a brand new, completely pinless female Marvel Legend body. Now, there may be a little bit of reuse here from a recent Marvel Legend, but it's absolutely fair game. She's pinless, she's double jointed, that's the main thing. The torso's definitely new as it's unique for her, and now she finally has her cape as well. So the blue cape is sort of a harder plastic, so it will hold its sort of position, but it looks nice, for a display at least. But if you're the type that wants to swap that out with a soft good cape for a more dramatic, dynamic display, then you'll be disappointed to learn that it's actually keyed in on this brooch. So you see this gold and red brooch at the top of the chest? It's actually keyed in. I thought if you take off the head, you'll be able to take off the cape, no problem, as it does plug in at the back, so it sits in really nicely and tight to the body. But yeah, that brooch, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, is actually keyed in to the top of the chest. So if you were going to take the cape off and remove it entirely, I think you're going to be left with a hole at the top of the chest. So I'm going to leave that to customizers. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not mad at the way her cape looks now. She looks great with the staff in hand. But a quick look at her body. You've got the sort of chrome with the metallic lines going across. It looks like there's a little bit of dark wash in there to bring out the detail, but it may just be the shadows. But either way, it's got the nice sculpted armor piece pieces. She's got these gauntlets that we've definitely seen before in the Marvel Legends, but they're separate piece over the double jointed arms. Again, doing that very nice chrome, so it all matches really nicely. It does shine really nice under the lights. Not so much marbleization on the body, it's just the chrome paint, but there's a little bit of marbleization on the head I think some people might moan about. Down to the legs, she's got a thigh cut hidden within the design to the top of the boot, as you would expect. No boot cut though, but she has got ankle pivot and rocker, and it's all about the double jointed female pinless knees like so. And the legs will go out pretty far. And the cape will hinder the articulation a tiny bit, but not too much to be fair, as there's enough room for movement, and then her arm can come out from under the cape. But her arms will go to 90, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Even with the gauntlet, you can utilise that double jointed elbow. There you go, like so. So yeah, great range to be fair. And then she does have a couple of hands, but before I swap them out, I want to show you her staff, as she now has her own trident. So this is done in like a translucent gold, if you will. I don't know how well you can see it, but you've got the design up top, and then you've got the little curvature in there that you can use to hold, and it gets thinner as you get to the end. But yeah, it's a little bit of a translucent goldish yellow. 2 gripping hands, so she can hold this in either one of them. It is no problem at all. And the hands are a soft enough plastic that you can just slide it in there and she can hold her staff no problem at all. And with the double jointed elbows, you can get her in a nice pose. So yeah, left or right hand, it doesn't matter. She will hold her trident, but she does come with a set of... I lied, I said a set, it's not actually a set. You get 1 fisted hand and then 1 saluting hand as well. So yeah, you get a few posing options, and just to show you, you take the hand off, that gauntlet piece will come off, and that reveals the double jointed female elbows that we're accustomed to now. Now I do want to mention the torso articulation real quick, because I agree with you guys. I wish we had a way to better utilize the female articulation. Now this is a unique sculpt for Lilandra. They've went for the aesthetic approach rather than articulation. Now I myself am fine with that, as it's all about world building for me. As long as she looks like the character on my shelf, I'm happy. But if you're into ACBA and want to take some pictures, it will be limiting, because there's only a tiny bit of rock on the torso. So yeah, it's all about finding that balance between aesthetics and articulation. Now I think Lilandra is going to look great on a shelf, but yeah, there is a little bit of lack of articulation there. You get a bit of a tilt, bit of swivel, but forward and back, not so much. More back than forward, to be honest. Now, moving into comparisons, I thought I'd start off a little unconventionally here, because as we zoom out, it is a moment of reflection, as Lilandra just wants to pay some recognition to the people that came before her and held that place on the shelf. So shout out to Silver Sable and Jocasta, which I'm sure many people in the community brought an extra to pop on that previous Lilandra head sculpt. But no more, your service is no longer required. We actually completely have our own Lilandra now, and she's worth the wait. She is honestly really, really nice. Completely pinless. I know I just mentioned the articulation, but I only mention sometimes the community voice. I'm actually fine with what we get here. I think she looks great. Now moving on to some comparisons that make a little bit more sense. Here we have some more members of the Shi'ar, the Imperial Guard, if you will. It is Gladiator, who I do think is worthy of an upgrade now with the new pinless joints and whatnot. And then we have Fang that we got not too long ago. Now he's fine, but I do think it would have made more sense for Lilandra to come in a 2-pack with Wolverine, wearing Fang's costume just like in the comics. Now, I'm not mad that we got the Brood version, but I think that would have paired up better for the sake of a 2-pack. But even still, let's get some more Shi'ar. I know a lot of people want Deathbird. Fingers crossed. Now, Professor X would be the next obvious comparison, as those two get together, you know. But he is the centerpiece of my X-Men display, and I really don't want to knock that over for 10 seconds of footage. So I apologize. I'm sure another YouTuber will do it. Instead, a couple of females, as we have the Phoenix in the green, who we need an upgrade of, and then the brand new Black Widow female body. So these two are completely pinless, and they look great. Let's bring back in Brood Wolverine for the most irrelevant comparison of the video, as we have 2 Captain Americas. We've got the Ultimate Cap and then the brand new Walmart exclusive Secret Empire Cap. Go and check out my review on the channel right now. And can you believe it that these two have different heads? They are not the same head. My mind is blown. Here we have a couple of X-Men villains I just had on the table next to me. It is the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure and then the X-Men 97 Magneto. And here we have the Lovebirds, Angel and Psylocke. Get it? Lovebirds, he's got wings. Oh, forget it. Did you know he's missing paint? And I nearly forgot about the comparison that makes the most sense with Vulcan, as Vulcan was actually raised by the She-Hulk. So there we have Vulcan and Lilandra together. They look great. On the opposite side, we've got the brand new X-Men 97 Cyclops. But if you want to make a more accurate X-Men team to pair up with this Brood Wolverine, then you need Storm, Rogue, Psylocke, Colossus, Dazzler, Havoc, and Longshot. But we don't have all of them in their right outfits in Marvel Legends form just yet. I tell you what would be good though, some more characters with that Brood the disease, because Storm gets turned into a Brood, and I think there's also one out there with maybe Thor? And finally, we have the Who crew. So here we have Frogman, Tigra, and Jocasta, who is reading out comments from the previous Marvel Legend review. Leave a comment on this video, and she may read yours on the next review. You gotta be in it to win it. Write something. Who have you picked today?
Super Beast 810 says, I see a different head on this, bro.
I'm never escaping that, am I? For God's sake. Here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Wolverine 50th Anniversary 2-pack with Brood Wolverine and Lilandra. Now, I'm very happy to add Lilandra to the collection officially, finally, as otherwise she has just been a floating head. And Brood Wolverine was a character I didn't even know I wanted until it was in my possession. It does make me think about the potential of more Brood characters and even a new Brood Queen, as the last Build-A-Figure was from 2007, and obviously I don't have that, otherwise you would have seen it in the comparisons. I do think there was a Marvel Select Brood and Skrull 2-pack as well, so there's a couple out there for your collection, but it's worthy of a redo in this day and age. I would like to see it now I've got the Brood Wolverine. You let me know what you think in the comments like always. I guess I would have liked to have seen some more accessories, and the be-all end-all would have been giving us a brand new brown-suited Wolverine with all the pinless joints, but then he had swappable arms and a head to give us the Brood Wolverine. That would have been the cleverest way to do it, but probably the most costly as well. So you let me know what your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like Marvel Legends, you are in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on the video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. As always, shout out to legendsverse.com, all the links in the description. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews, and as always, my name is Dan W. Until then, you would of course find me on the next one.